You could have an underslung. Blimey. Hey everybody, Rocktimus Prime here. Welcome back to another review, and I'm back! Yes, I'm back. I haven't left YouTube forever, but it has been a crazy couple of weeks. Well, a couple of months. For starters, I was blocked on Facebook from sharing any videos or anything like that for no reason whatsoever. No idea why. Second, I lost the chargers for my lights and then my camera. Ordered them, had to wait for them to come in, and here we are. So, what are we doing today? Well, it's Seeker time. That's right, folks. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Earthrise Seeker mold. I just have the 3 jets. I don't have the cone heads, mostly because I couldn't get my hands on them. So we're just going to be taking a look at the jets. So first of all, let's start off with Starscream. No matter what one you prefer, 9 times out of 10, Starscream is usually the blandest one. He's the one most recognized, but he is also so blah compared to the other 2. The more eagle-eyed viewers may notice that he actually has Skywarp's head, the screaming pose, but I think it just suits him better. As with the Siege Seekers, their articulation and things are exactly the same across the board, so we're going to start off with Starscream and then get on to the cosmetics of the other 2. So coming in here close so you can see some of the details on this guy. I'm sorry about the light. I am still trying to figure out how to light this room correctly. But as you can see, if I can get him in focus, he's got a lot of nice detail and nice sculpt on him. He is very, very cool and very accurate to what I think. Now, I will say that I'm about sick and tired of Generation 1. No offense to the show or the characters or anything, I just think we're too oversaturated with G1 right now. This is like the 9th time or so we've gotten a Generation 1 inspired Starscream in the last 10 years. So, I'm about sick to death of the sight of him, but where there's a Starscream, there's a Thundercracker, and a Skywarp. I have a thing crawling up my wall. Ooh. In terms of accessories, the only thing he's packing are these null rays here on the side, and yeah, they're just about perfect. You can have them mounted here on his arm, which is the preferred look. My preferred look, anyway. Or you can put them in his hand here. Oh no! I dropped the gun! Or if you really wanted to, you could have it underslung. It's up to you. Now, he does have the standard articulation of a figure of this era. Head is on a ball joint, arms go up about that far, down about that far. They do... Do you mind? They do swivel, though it gets in the way. The null ray kind of gets in the way here. He only has single jointed elbows, but they get enough bend to be worth it. His wrists can break. You picked a bad time to ride your motorcycle. Nothing at the waist, but the hip skirt does come up, so you can get proper kicks. He only goes out about that far. Back about that far. He has a butt plate that really doesn't move out of the way, so he is kind of limited backward. The thigh swivels. You have a decent knee bend if you can keep the shin locked. That's one of the problems I have with this mold, is the shin doesn't really like to stay tabbed into the knee, so when you move it, you have to like hold the shin as well. And his toes can point, and that's really about all for articulation. So for some size comparisons in robot mode, here we have the Crossovers Maverick, who is amazing, Generations Armada Starscream, and Kingdom Cyclona. Moving on to Skywarp. This guy gleams. I love the purple and the black and the flat black and the purple. Just, it is so good, and I love the fact that I changed out his head so he doesn't have the screaming face anymore. Love that. Anyway, you can fold his wings back to get better clearance, I guess. Gives him more of like a Cybertronian look without the wings to the side, but let's, come on, be real. This is the way you pose him. Would you mind not thundering when I'm trying to make a video? You're adding so much time to this edit, it's going to be insane. Next here we have Thundercracker, and I love the blue, the royal blue, and the stripes, and ooh, he is my second favorite Seeker, as I may have said in the other Seeker video, but I just love this Thundercracker. It is so close to the screen model, which normally I don't like, but on Thundercracker it really works. It probably helps that I know a little bit more about his character based on watching a few of the basics videos that he's done on the Seekers and Thundercracker himself. And I just really enjoy his character in fiction that's not the Transformers cartoon.
Hear the thunder over there, you feel them warping right nearby. You hear something just screaming out that it's Seeker time again. They're just burning through this mold. Yeah, it's Seeker time again. And we know that in 4 months we'll be buying them again.
Yeah, that's pretty much just the classics transformation with a few new twists. Honestly, I love it. Now, the jet mode is probably the most realistic version of this jet we're ever going to get for Starscream. Now, we can't get it completely because, hello, robot kibble. Yeah, he has a lot of under kibble. I don't think that bothers me so much, and especially on some of the other paints of this mold, and on some of the other molds, the panel lines completely disappear. Now, I will point out here on Thundercracker that these hinges are actually a lighter shade of blue than the rest of the fuselage, but I'm not really all that bothered. And you can see a tiny bit of the head peeking out there. But predictably, my favorite is Skywarp. He's a little bit looser than the rest of the squad. Something I found really interesting, each one of these figures appears to be a different type of plastic. Skywarp is a very smooth plastic, but it's very odd to describe. It's not regular plastic, but it has kind of a matte feel to it. Starscream is very much the typical plastic that they use, whereas Thundercracker is like a mix of both. It's kind of weird. Now, for some size comparisons, in vehicle mode, here we have the Earthrise Seeker mold, and here we have Kingdom Cyclonus. And here we have Generations Armada Starscream. And finally, here is Maverick. I love the way these two look together. Just, I kind of think that this is what they look like if they were Transformers, and this is like a mech designed by humans. I think this is so cool. I love this shot. So the Earthrise Seeker mold, do I recommend it? Of course I recommend it. It's one of the best molds we've seen in a long time. And I have a whole shelf dedicated to Seekers, so I should know what I'm talking about. Of the three, Skywarp definitely takes the cake, with Thundercracker being a close second. But it's like Pokemon, you gotta catch them all. And by that, become in crippling debt because you have an addiction to Seekers. Ooh. So anyway guys, this has been Rocktimus Prime with the Earthrise Seekers saying hope you guys have a nice day, good night, whenever you're watching this. Take care everybody.